dear gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for the beautiful weather today and the opportunity to come here tonight to do the business of the city of Cartersville. We ask that you would go before us and guide us, give us wisdom as we make decisions, and we'll give you the praise and glory for it. And it's in your holy name we pray.
Amen. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just direct the roll, please.
Carrie Hodge, Ward 1. Here. Jay Stepp, Ward 2. Carrie Roth, Ward 3.
Here.
Calvin Cooley, Ward 4.
Here.
Gary Fox, Ward 5. Alyssa Cordell, Ward 6.
Here.
Thank you, Julia. First order of business is to approve the council meeting minutes from our May 15th meeting. And council, you've had the opportunity to review those minutes and make any edits if you see any are necessary. Now would be a time to make those, and if not, a motion is in order.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved. Mr. Porter, get us started off, please, with Georgia Municipal Court Clerks Week.
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council, the June 9th through 13th is the official Georgia Municipal Court Clerks Week, and we have 3 court clerks led by Laura Crittenden and her staff. Laura, your ladies want to introduce them to the Mayor and Council? There's 2 new hires because one previous lady left to go to Daresville. So.
This is Dee Dee Kirkland and Lisa Giovanni. They started with us a couple of weeks ago, and I'm very happy to have them.
Yeah, she's been doing training with them, but officially next week's Court Clerks Week, and I ask Mayor and Council to approve this resolution.
Thank you. I will gladly call for a motion for that in a minute, but thank y'all for the work y'all do every week. Welcome to the Cartersville family, and I know that even though court's only on Monday, y'all are working hard throughout the week to make sure everything's running smoothly, so we appreciate that. And thank y'all for being here. It's a pleasure to honor y'all. Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And motion carries unanimously. Did you vote for that?
Aye.
Oh, thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, just so I don't forget at the end, council, I'm going to make a motion to add 6 items to the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
We got 6 items added. We're adding them to the end. Don't worry. We have got, first item is T25-03. Mr. Menino, if you'll get us started off with that, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a proposed text amendment to the sign ordinance. The proposed amendment actually would add Charlie Harper Drive to the list of roads where electronic signs are allowed. The applicant is proposing a price reader board for changing the price of gas like they already have on West Avenue. With that, it did go to Planning Commission. Planning Commission did recommend denial of the application, and this is a second reading. There have been no additions or changes since the first reading.
Thank you. I have a question. Are there any other, I guess it's unfair to ask you this, are there any other places that have 2 such signs on one piece of property in the city? That you come off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, no, but I would think so if they were on a corner lot and they had the reader boards. In this particular case, they're looking for a changeable reader board. Gas prices change sometimes daily, and the old version, you have to go out there and change out the letters to.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Menino at this time? Thank you. That being said, I'll open up the public hearing for T25-03 and ask anybody wishing to step forward to speak for or against to do so at this time. Come on up, and as for anybody that will be speaking tonight, please, your name and your address for our clerk, and hopefully you've signed in out there as well. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Erica Bodzi. Address is 916 River Rock Drive, Woodstock, Georgia. This is the second time I've been able to speak to the board about this site and this sign. We were granted in April a variance to allow for the second sign on for Charlie Harper. The reason I'm back tonight obviously is to ask for a text amendment so that we can have LED lighting within the sign. The sign that we have permitted on the main frontage does have LED lighting. The reason obviously we'd like to have LED lighting on the second sign is one, for consistency, so both signs look identical. Also, in regards to software and the way some of these pricers work, if we had two different technologies, it would be pretty much impossible to be able to change the pricing from the point of sale system, because it would have to be controlled by two separate systems. In today's technology, when we can't have LEDs, they're called scroll pricers, and so they still manually move, but kind of like a scroll system. Think of like old blinds. That's kind of almost how they work, and they run off a completely different system and a radio frequency, and that's how you can control the pricers, is through a radio frequency. But the main sign we've already gotten approved and ordered and installed is running off a different radio frequency, which connects to the point of sale system and the fuel dispensers, which allows it to be controlled that the minute we want to push a price, in 1 second it can be pushed. I know that sometimes people are weary about how many times prices are changing. Generally, a gas station might change prices 2 times a day. Morning rush hour traffic and on the way home. Why? Sometimes they want to make more money during those hours, or if competition generally in the area has lowered the price of fuel, we will want to lower the price of fuel as well to kind of be in compliance with other stations in the area. So really the reason why they'd like to have LED is really just for system logistics and consistency between the two signs. I do think that if they're not able to do the LED, more than likely they won't put a sign there, just because of the logistics piece.
Okay, thank you. Any
Thank you all so
questions?
much.
Any questions?
Sir,
Go ahead.
are you looking also to enlarge the sign?
So we did win a variance so that it could match, because on the side street, we were only allowed 32 square feet, but on the main street, we were allowed 62 square feet. And so we did already win a variance for the signs to match in size and height of 10 feet. I do have a picture of that sign as well.
I've got it.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to make sure that was the fact, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll continue on with T25-03. And again, ask anybody wishing to step forward right now who would like to speak for or against. And seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for T25-03 and turn it over to council for further discussion, questions, and consideration.
Was there a reason given for the denial, Randy?
And they didn't feel like Charlie Harper needed electronic signs. They were worried it would open up the rest of Charlie Harper for electronic signs.
Do you want a motion?
You can make a motion at any time.
I make a motion to deny the text amendment.
Okay. Got a motion and a second to deny the text amendment. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion is denied unanimously. Moving on to Z24-08. Randy, if you'll get us started with that.
Yes, thank you again, Mayor and Council. This is a proposed rezoning of approximately 70 acres with frontage on Center Road and Overlook Parkway. Two separate residential developments off Center Road. You're looking at 70 single-family homes off of Overlook Parkway. You're looking at about 113 townhomes. With that, this is the second reading. The applicant has got a new representative. Their attorney, Bobby Walker, had requested that this application be tabled so he can take a look at the data that's gone before Planning Commission prior to and get caught up and get up to speed on this application and so forth. With that, again, I know that's up to council to table this, but there have been no additions or changes since the first reading.
Okay, thank you. Questions for Randy on this item? Thank you. I did speak with the new representative for the applicant tonight prior to the meeting about that desire to table, which council does have the opportunity to table without a public hearing. However, I feel it's important for the number of people who are here that made time out of your day to come here and speak to this council about this issue, that you have a voice. And so the process moving forward be to table it until July 19th. It would be heard at the July 19th meeting, and then for final consideration at the first meeting in August. I believe that date is correct.
July
17th, thank you.
actually.
So, so again, there would be two public hearings again after, should council table this. I'm speaking to the people who have made time out to speak to their local government, and I want to respect your time because you've made time to be here. So I am going to open up a public hearing, knowing that there's going to be two others, and anything that you would say in this meeting would be held in the record and would carry forward on this case. So, so again, I will open up a public hearing for Z 24-08, and as this goes, the applicant has the opportunity to speak first. Mr. Walker, I don't know if you would like to do so.
Very briefly, just to introduce myself to anyone that's here and to say, by the way, Bobby Walker, 15 South Public Square, and to the members of the council, thank you for consideration of our request to table this, and we would ask that you do that. And anyone that is here, I would like to just introduce myself. I'm Bobby Walker. I'm an attorney here in town. My office is right here at 15 South Public Square. My telephone number is at my office is 770-387-1373. If you have any questions about this project, you want to talk to someone local about it, you can give me a call. If this matter, if you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, if this matter gets tabled, then I'd be happy to try to answer those for you on behalf of the applicant. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, we'll have a public hearing. Anybody wishing to step forward to speak for or against at this time is welcome to do so.
Thank you. My name is Kathy Haddon. I live at 47 Hidden Valley Lane, which is a road off of Center Road. I'm a longtime resident of Bartow County and have seen Center Road grow tremendously, especially in the last few years. There's been, I don't know, I'm kind of ill-prepared, but I would say at least 6 new, I'd like to call them subdivisions, but they're really just apartment complexes built off of it. And if you're familiar with the area, Center Road is a very hilly, very curvy, it's a quite dangerous road. It not only supports people going back and forth to town and to 75, but also access to Lake Allatoona. So it's pretty dangerous. The more complexes you build without road improvement, the more dangerous it becomes. I really would prefer to see single dwelling residences go up instead of these apartment complexes. You know, they can come and go in their good way of housing people. So I would like to express my, sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm very nervous.
You're fine.
Express my concerns about the continued growth. Also, I looked at the map, but I'm not sure if you're coming from town. I think this is the one that's on the right-hand side of the road. Is that correct, sir? You're the attorney?
If you're, you just, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So if you're coming, if you're coming from
Sorry.
41 and heading out of town, it'll be on the left.
It'll be on the left. Okay. I was thinking it was the new one they're proposing on the right.
Correct.
That's all I have
Wait
to
a
say.
second, hold on a second. I'm twisted around, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I was a little unsure.
In Logan's display is not the correct plan. That was something they actually can do under current zoning. She's trying to put up the new plan as
So
proposed.
75 that's 75, and Center Road comes this way, and it's on the right side, right past 75.
I'm sorry.
That is correct. And the entrance is up past 75 on the right side.
On the right? Okay, that was my other concern. I wasn't sure about the map.
Neither was I
There's-
evidently.
I am a geography major, so it had me puzzled. But anyway, there is the complex off of Main Street, which is quite large apartment complex, and I believe they're owned by the same corporation. So, and another concern is, would there be plans in the future for that complex to link to the other complex off of Center Road from Main Street, going up over the mountain?
I can only say that Councilman Fox, who's not here, I think there's in some of the previous discussions with other people, there'd be some people that would kind of like to have that alleviate some of the pressure on Center Road to have that connected.
Well,
But I don't know that it's economically feasible, and I don't know that we can mandate that to happen.
Okay.
Ma'am, after the meeting, you could contact Mr. Walker or see
Okay.
him, and he could answer that question for you.
Okay. All right, that's all I have to say.
I would say one thing. So this is a rezoning from R20 to planned development. And it is single dwelling family homes off of Center Road in conjunction with townhomes that would be off of Overlook. So there's not, I heard you say apartment complex, and I don't believe that that's the right terminology. It is single family homes off of Center Road and then townhomes off of the other one. And I may be wrong, but I believe that's
You're right, there are some single-family
two
homes
different
on that plan.
products. Two different products
Yes.
in the same development.
Yes. Okay. All right, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak for or against Medusa at this time?
My name's Arthur Smith. I live at 25 Autumn Canyon Path, southeast Cartersville, Georgia, 30121. And forgive me if my voice is not very strong, but I try to.
Well, and I know you spoke with us last time, right? So just know anything you said last time is already in there once. But you go right ahead, and you're welcome to speak here.
Well, I'm just looking at the map on the left is not the map that we've been talking about in the first three meetings. The planning and zoning meetings turned down the one on the right that had just some houses on Center Road, and there was a vast section of land that they said was undevelopable, and that they would not be able to tie the two together. This map on the left is tying the two together and adding maybe 100 more houses in this left-hand side than what was in the original planning.
The one that is proposed is two separate, is the map on the right. If that map on the left is a little misleading to you, it is going to be.
The map on the left is just showing the zoning of R20 of the property. The map on the left is just the whole, is what they own. The map on the right is what is going to be developed off of that. It is not, it is it's just showing that it's R20. The map on the left is just showing it's R20. The map on the right is the development that's going to be in a portion of that.
Well, at the last meeting, when they had the one on the left up, they also showed houses going down into that V and coming back up. It was adding twice as many houses as what the first map was showing. If they get their foot in the door, they're going to do the one on the left if they can get y'all to approve it, and they can get y'all to approve it by whatever means they use. But that's one of the things.
Sir?
Yes.
The type of zoning they're asking for is what's called a planned development zone. In other words, the map on the right, say council was considering this tonight and they approved it, they are held to build exactly what is shown on the right. They can't change that, they can't alter that without coming back before the city council at a future date and asking for another rezoning. That is what the purpose of a planned development is. The individual will submit a plan showing what they are going to build, and then council approves that plan as part of their zoning. So you don't have to worry about them building houses in between the two developments. The plan that would be approved, if council chose to approve it, is only what's shown on that actual drawing on the right.
I understand that, sir, but if they get the one on the right approved and they get houses going in there, and then they say, oh, we want to build on the rest of this, we've got some more money coming in, they're going to submit for another approval, and why would you not give them another approval if they've already got houses going in there? But that's just my idea. The homes that didn't have enough space for 2 cars. They was going to park on the street, and they said the HOA was going to keep people from parking on the street, and that is not going to happen. Autumn Canyon has a HOA, and I was president of the HOA for 8 years, and we fought it and fought it and fought it. The city owns the streets, and they would tell the people they can't do anything because it's our streets and we don't have a code against parking on the street. They say, then you got to go to the HOA. The HOA can enforce their covenants. We can't enforce the covenants because they don't enforce the roads. They're driving by my house now running 50 miles an hour from the top of the curve to the stop sign at the bottom, and the city can't do anything about it because they don't have a license to run radar in a subdivision. They don't have a license to run radar on Center Road. They drive down Center Road running 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, and the city can't do anything about it because they don't have a license to use radar on the city streets in Cartersville, in that particular area. So it's dangerous. We just had an accident yesterday at Center Road and 41 that was a really terrible accident. Cars was just mangled. I didn't stop or look at anything, but it was a terrible wreck where somebody misdone something going out of Center Road onto 41. The infrastructure has not been changed. The road has not been widened. They did mention last time that they was going to have a decel lane going into the housing section, but they didn't say anything about having an XL lane or entry lane coming out, getting on to Center Road. And that's a real bad section of Center Road there when you're coming up the hill and going down the hill, and they're coming out in the middle. So it's just, the road is not feasible to have any more traffic added onto it. And the planning board agreed to it the last 2 times we met with them. So I just don't see that anything's changed that would allow it to be approved to build anything over there because there's too many cars on Center Road, and it's going to end up, somebody's going to get killed. And I hope it ain't me and my family, because we live over there.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Continuing with the public hearing for Z24-08. Come on up.
Hi, sorry.
You're good.
A little nervous. I'm Jackie Hughes, 22 Autumn Canyon Path, same neighborhood as Mr. Smith. I wanted to bring the concern of noise. I have an autistic daughter who has to sleep with headphones sometimes because it's so loud. Right across from our neighborhood, they've already started another development that we tried to fight for a long time and lost. With the cutting of those trees, my backyard has gotten even louder. And I invite you, please come to my house. Sit in my backyard. When I'm on the phone, people think I'm in the car. I'm at home, okay? Now, if you're gonna cut across the highway, you're making my backyard even louder. And I know I have to go to the state and beg for a sound barrier, and I've tried that, and it's taking forever. So my concern is noise, and if this gets approved, I will have to move. I'll have to. It's already ridiculously loud in my backyard just from cutting the trees across the road from us. Not everyone in my neighborhood has this issue, but where my house is located, it's like everything echoes or something. My neighbors are moving because of it. My other neighbor's hardly ever home, but he probably would be moving for the same reason. And frankly, we can't move right now, but we would kind of be forced to. My other concern is also traffic. Of course, I don't know if you guys know that there's a Baptist church being built off of Smiley Ingram and Center Road. It's like 18 acres. It's Bartow County. It got approved. There's a big, beautiful sign that says coming soon. It's a big church. It's not tiny. That's extra traffic we're talking about. Sundays, Wednesdays, possibly Friday nights. So there's traffic that you can't even see yet. The other development across from us hasn't even been built yet. So how much is that going to create on top of this ginormous church they're building down the street? So my biggest concern is noise. I wanted to bring that up. That's not brought up enough because not a lot of people in my neighborhood have the same issue that we do. We've walked around one winter with a decimal reader and it hit 7. It's not supposed to be that loud in my backyard. I was told by the state I had to get everyone in my neighborhood to sign to get a sound barrier. This was in 2017, and not everyone in my neighborhood had the issue, so not everyone signed it. So if you could give me direction on what to do if this does go through, or if it doesn't, we still need a sound barrier for Autumn Canyon. I don't know about Ponder Mountain, because you've cut trees now for that new development, and I don't know how loud Ponder Mountain is. I don't know if anyone from there is here, but my neighborhood needs a sound barrier. There's a car that caught on fire a couple weeks ago. You could see it clear as day from my backyard. I mean, that's how close 75 is to my house. So if I could get direction on just how to get that. I mean,
Is
that would
your,
be-
actually, if you wouldn't mind, if you'll just write your email down and give it to me, I'm going to reach out to the state and see if we can try to grease some wheels on that and see what some
Okay.
options might be.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Continuing with the public hearing for Z2408. Anybody wish to step forward and speak for or against?
Yes, my name is Pat Harold. Me and my husband live at 35 Hidden Valley Lane, and I'm Kathy Haddon's sister. My property out there is city. It happened to be annexed from the benefit of Dr. Kahn living across the street, and I wanted to be annexed to the city so my child could go to city school. So they're in the county, and I'm in the city, so we have different concerns and the same concerns. Excuse me, I'm nervous too. My big concern is whether this development is single-family or multi-housing or whatever. The intersection there at Center Road and 41, there's Rolling Springs Road or whatever, I don't know the name of it, it crosses there. And it's just a cluster, you know, all the time. It's very dangerous, and even if they put in single-family homes there, Center Road is just out of control. I've lived out there 25 years, and there's wrecks out there all the time. Now, if you plan on approving even the single-family homes, where's anybody's concern about Center Road? You know, there's 5 new apartment complexes that people are living in already. And then the one that this lady mentioned across the road, where they're excavating galore. They have left a cliff of trees and dirt with the smallest little silt fence. I mean, every time you ride by there, you think, why? Who's the watchdog over that construction site? I don't know what company's doing it or what project it is, but there's just another thing where Center Road is neglected as far as safety and what's going out there. And the trees, you know, are coming in on the side of the road like this. It's like it's an afterthought. The safety and the number of people that they're putting out there to live, I don't know how to express it. So my concern is if these single-family homes come in, even if it's not apartments, what's the consideration for the safety on Center Road? And that's what I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else care to comment on Z24-08? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing for Z24-08.
Remind everyone that, especially those that spoke, please sign in so I can make sure that I've got the spellings of your name.
Yep, there's a sign-in sheet just out the door to the left. I think most of you signed that, if not all of you. So thank you for that, and you're certainly appreciative of you doing that. So, Council, I turn it back over to you. Again, reiterating the fact that the applicant is asked to have this tabled, and if you were to choose to do so, what makes the most sense would be to have it tabled to the second meeting in July, being that we're meeting on the night before the 4th of July on the 3rd. So it'd be, the clock would start over for the applicant. There'd be 2 more public hearings. And then, of course, council would take consideration at that meeting, which would be the first meeting in August. So I turn it over to y'all for a motion.
I make a motion to table it till the second meeting in July.
Second.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion carries
And Mayor,
unanimously. Yes, sir.
just to reiterate, I know you've said this will still require 2 readings. That will be the second meeting in July, which is the 3rd Thursday, and the first Thursday in August will be the 2 readings. Staff will post a new sign showing the new dates on the property, and I would also ask staff to ask the applicant to send new letters to all the adjoining property owners, notifying them of the new dates and times. Thank you.
So, and Mr. Lovell, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, while we do want to gather input and make informed decisions up here, when we're in a process like this, we do kind of serve as the fiduciary. I mean, we have to make a judgment one way or the other, and so that having any sort of meeting that wasn't a public meeting, either for or against, would be severely frowned upon. Is that a true statement?
That is a very true statement.
Thank you. All right. While everybody is welcome to hang out with us the rest of the way, I certainly understand, appreciate y'all being here, and thank you for your time and consideration. But if you would like to go on and enjoy the rest of your evening while we go about the rest of our work, don't feel bad about doing that. If you'd like to stay, we'd love to have you. It's going to move a lot quicker than this last one did, okay? Thank you. All right, well, it's not going to move too fast quite yet, but we're going to talk about the fiscal year 25-26 budget, making her City of Cartersville debut at City Council. Diane DeSanto, good to have you with us.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor and Council. So we presented to Mayor and Council as well as department heads during a budget work session on May 14th. So this presentation will look familiar to most in the room. However, there was one slight change, and that was the consideration of a school resource officer, an additional position that will be funded in partnership, well, wholly mostly by the City of Cartersville school system. So for the FY 2026 budget, we are proposing $383,226,303. That is an increase of $108,840,128 from our FY 2025 budget.
And if I'll interrupt you up the top, in the event that anybody is here wants to see this, or anybody, this entire budget presentation is available on our website for them to take a look at.
That is correct. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Continuing on, our proposed budget includes the continuation of the 10-year capital plan, increase in water and sewer rates, and electric rates. Caveat there, the electric rates was a part of a 5-year administrative fee increase that was approved last year. So this would be year 2. There's no increase proposed in property tax. And again, a caveat to that, with our millage rate, there will actually be a slight reduction this year, as we will not have a 0.03 millage rate for our GO bonds. This budget does include salary increases. Our old pension plan, city contributions decreased from 10% to 8.5%, and the new city plan contribution decreased to 5.75%. There is an increase to transfers in the general fund from the electric fund, and we incorporated goals from the visioning session that took place earlier this year. We've also continued funding of major capital expenditures in all funds. And as we go to the next slide, this will show the breakdown of the differences between funds. And I do want to kind of go back to that difference in total budget of $108 million. Of that total difference from last year's budget to this year, 79% of that increase is attributed to our capital project funding. So this is a breakdown, budget comparison by fund between last year and this year. Starting with our general and special revenue fund, this year's proposal is $85,821,133, an increase of 4%. Electric fund, $66,163,425, an increase of 9.6%. Fiber optics fund, $2,826,090, an increase of 3.6%. Our gas fund, $48,018,160, an increase of 11.1%. Solid waste fund, $4,076,745, an increase of 5.2%. Stormwater fund, $1,806,135, an increase of 7.5%. Our water and sewer fund, $158,851,725, an increase of 120%, and again, most of this being capital in nature. Our internal service fund, $1,808,930. It's actually a 1% decrease. Our SPLOST 2014 is exhausted as of actually last month, April. Our SPLOST 2020 budget, $11,575,000, a 93% increase. And our SPLOST 2026 fund to begin in January of this year, proposed at $2,279,000. Again, moving on to the next slide, we'll break out those differences as it is by expenditure category. For our FY26 budget, we're showing a total personnel budget of $43,644,547, $3,536,867 increase. For operating, $36,118,416, an increase of $5,141,646. Just keep going. For purchase of commodities, $70 million, an increase of about 5.8. But major highlight on this screen is our capital, $199,178,590. Again, it's an $86 million increase, which is 79% of our total increase from fiscal year 25 to this year. Continuing on, and as you look at our budget through the years, we've broken it out between the different expenditure categories as we just described on the last page. And of our total budget this year, 52% of it is capital in nature. For our proposed budget, again, on personnel, we have 10 new positions included in this budget. That's a one position change from the presentation in May. This includes a 6% increase in our salaries, an estimated 20% increase in healthcare premiums, and that's for both city and employees. No unfunded position, and again, changes to our pension plan contributions. And the next slide will show the breakout of those 10 positions, with 2 in administration, 1 in municipal court, 2 in recreation, 4 in water, and then the 1 additional in police. The next slide shows our personnel changes, and again, this is a 10 position increase from our fiscal year 2025 budget. For our operating expense, there's a net increase of $5 million. There's some increases in our utilities and communications. We had increases in our overall maintenance costs, supply, fuel, and vehicle maintenance expense, as well as increases for our employee training and legal services. For our purchase of commodities, it's a net increase of a little over $5 million, and a majority of this increase is for our gas commodity purchase, as well as our electric commodity purchase. For our debt service, it's an overall increase of a little over $7.3 million. This includes our Series 2018 water and sewer bond issue, It also includes new water and sewer bond issue estimated payment of $8.7 million, our gas debt of $783,000, school system debt of $3.6 million, and in FY 2026, water and sewer fund will issue revenue bonds, currently estimated about $350 million. This will fund our water treatment plant expansion, water pollution control plant expansion, as well as the west side feeder main. Again, to carry on the conversation about our capital projects with the water treatment plant expansion, high-pressure system upgrades, Crestwood subdivision water main replacement, west side feeder main, and our water pollution control plant expansion for our total water department capital project budget of $128,639,000. Our gas department has the AMI system completion, SK Hyundai line, as well as building and other various capital expenditures, a little over $15 million. Our electric system is looking for bucket truck replacements, grid strengthening to include conductor and pole upgrades, as well as machinery, transformers, and other capital expenditures. The total capital project budget of almost $5.3 million. And for our SPLOST 2020, we will have the roundabout at Tennessee and Collins Street, our recreation building, police training building, street milling and resurfacing, and other various capital expenditures for about $11.5 million. And our 2026 SPLOST, which will begin in January, Pettit Creek Bridge replacements and vehicles for $2.2 million. In our general fund, our capital projects include new city hall, police training center, police vehicles, fire trucks and equipment, public work building renovations, again, the Tennessee Street Recreation Building, Matthew Hill Amphitheater, basketball courts and pavilion, as well as at Dellinger Park, the turfing of 2 softball fields and new dugouts for a total capital project of $37,063,570. We also have proposals for outside agency funding, and those are consistent with prior years. And finally, we have our fiscal year 2026 budgeted expenditures by fund, and again, with water and sewer fund at 41%, general at 21%, electric at 17%, and gas at 13%. Water and sewer rate changes, which you'll hear about subsequent to this presentation. There's an increase of 5% to the water and sewer rates for customers both inside and outside our city limits. We do remain one of the lowest rates in our surrounding areas. Our water and sewer capacity fees continue at 100%, and we are continuing with our capital plan. And again, our water rate comparisons to cities near from us and how much lower we continue to be. Again, with electric rate changes, there was an approval last year. This will be year 2 of the administrative fee adjustment, but again, we remain one of the lowest in our electric fees, especially as compared to electric cities of Georgia average, as well as Georgia Power. And for our gas rate comparison, again, remaining one of the lowest at $1.35 per therm. And I will conclude by saying, again, there is no increase proposed in property taxes, only the continuation of a 5% increase in water and sewer rates, and capital expenditures heavily funded in all of our funds.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, this entire presentation is available on the city website for folks that get kind of hard to follow numbers if you're listening, if you don't have a copy of it right in front of you. Couple things I will note, and I do agree what Councilman Roth had said during the work session. It's very easy to just take a look at the number of this year to next year, and there's a pretty tremendous increase, as you very well put. It's because of capital projects that are needed and other ones that we're doing kind of as a payoff to the taxpayers for investing in the industrial park, and going to improve quality of life and provide amenities that everybody's looking for. Also, the increase in electric, again, it's a second year of a 5-year plan of getting the minimum up. I think it's about $2 a month, but the rate is staying the same. Same in water. We traditionally go up about 5% to keep us from having to go up 20% in 1 year. That will equate to about $3.50 a month for the average home. Is that?
$2.78.
$2.78, thank you. Well, see, I was aiming on the high end on that. So anyway, no increase in the the actual rate of electricity, no increase in the rate of gas, and the minimal one in water, coupled with the fact, again, as you mentioned, we'll be rolling back. We'll also have the millage rate that is already, I mean, it's going to be lowered because the recreation bond from 10 years ago rolls off as well. So there's an awful lot to be, I think, to be positive about in this budget. And again, I will thank you and your predecessor, along with Dan and everybody with the city in their work in putting together this budget that continues to respect taxpayer dollars, while at the same time having those amenities to be able to provide for the safety of the community and continue to develop our utilities so that we're able to provide quality services at a reasonable rate. So thank you for that. Any other questions or discussion on that? Again, we're not voting on that tonight. And so we'll move on to the, speaking of those water rates I mentioned a minute ago, Diane, if you'll go over the first reading for the water and sewer rate ordinance.
Absolutely. So the proposed fiscal year 25-26 budget that we just saw the presentation for includes an increase in the water and sewer fund to help address the maintenance and capital issues of the water fund. The increase is as follows: a 5% increase in the residential water and sewer rates for both inside and outside city limit customers. The 5% increase will allow the water department to continue the maintenance of existing water and sewer systems, as well as to update and expand the system to fulfill the needs of existing customers. For residential customers, the water and sewer rate increase equates to 16 cents per 1,000 gallons used for city residents. The total estimated increase for a residential water and sewer customer is, and I apologize, I said $2.78, it's $2.38 per month for 7,000 gallons. With the proposed increase in the water and sewer rates, the City of Cartersville residents will remain one of the lowest in the surrounding municipalities. The increase is needed to maintain the existing system, as well as to plan for any necessary future expansions. I recommend approval of the proposed water and sewer rates increase, which would begin effective July 1st, 2025.
Great. Thank you. For any questions from Diane on this? Thank you. Again, we'll take this up for second reading and consideration at our next council meeting. So thank you very much. And Mr. Wilson, you are up, sir. Floodplain ordinance change.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. The first item we have is floodplain ordinance. This is the first reading recently with our CRS crosswalk. They suggested we make some changes to our floodplain management, flood damage prevention ordinance, section 7.5-155B, 5B, has two paragraphs concerning standards for manufactured home subdivisions, and we were requesting a word change to go from the word or to and it should not affect us very much because we do not have any manufactured home subdivisions in the city.
And we have to talk about it twice before we can say yes, right?
Yes.
Very good. All right. Any questions or comments about this proposed change to something that doesn't exist in our city? Thank you. We'll take this up for consideration at our next meeting. Thank you, Wade.
Okay.
You have the next item as well.
Yes, the second item is Public Works seeking permission of the mayor to sign GDOT FY 2025 Local Road Assistance cover letter and any grant applications related documents to this. We've got a letter that basically, it's a grant amount for $396,863.36. It will require no match as long as we are in good standing with our audit compliance. And what we will do with this grant, it's a supplemental LMIG that's basically left over that we can get here for this year. However, we do not have to spend it before June 30th. So what our plan is to take this funding and add at 1.1 miles of roads to our 2026 resurfacing project. And so we will add this portion to it, but we do have to provide a list of roads in this application process, and that's why we have this list of roads that you see here. We are requesting the mayor's signature to this letter and application.
You want to read the streets? Jones Street, Seminole?
North Bartow, Apache, Attaway, Poplar, Felton, Neal.
Ooh,
This is the first time I've seen this list. I don't want to hear anything. All right.
Well, and so, once again, to take the politics out of our resurfacing contracts, we rate our roads every 2 years, and often more than that. And based on these ratings, we determine our list of roads. We continue to strive. Last year, we were at 1 year, we're at every 16-year paving cycle. We continue to try to do that. Rates are going up. However, last year's contract was very, very aggressive as far as the contractor, and hopefully we get good prices like that again, and we can continue to do a lot of street resurfacing.
Very good. Thank you. And we get to vote on this, council. So if there's no discussion or questions, Chair will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item for you, Wade.
Thank you. We are in need of additional, Public Works is in need of additional garbage carts. We did receive some in March, and we do need another order. We reached out to the low bidder at that point, which was Auto Environmental Systems. They agreed to keep the same price. So we were requesting be allowed to purchase 560 brown 96-gallon garbage carts at a price of $30,249. This is a budgeted item, and we're requesting the ability to purchase this.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Last item for you.
Okay, the second one, we are in need of also, our grounds crew is in need of additional mower, a zero-turn mower. We reached out and got prices on 4 different 60-inch cutting decks. The lowest price was $10,580.40. It's a Bad Boy Rebel X that is from Down to Earth Sales and Service at a, once again, price $10,580.40. We're recommending approval to purchase this. It is available, so there's not a concern of being able to get it.
Do you have any others in the fleet like that, or?
No, it's not. Rebel, yeah, it's, this be the first time we get one of the Bad Boys mowers, but they're very well, come very well recommended. So this will be the first one we have.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wade.
Yep.
Mr. Dixon, you got the next one.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. One of the gas system's 2 directional drill rigs needed major repairs and maintenance performed. This machine is 12 years old, but with these repairs, it should have many more years of service. The repairs were completed by Vermeer Southeast at a cost of $23,192.01. This is a budgeted item, and council's approval for this invoice is recommended.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion is in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Mr. De Leon, welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The Center Road water tank uses a submerged mixer to prevent water stratification and maintain good water quality. The motor on the mixer has failed. We received a quote for replacement from a sole source vendor, ISM Water Care, for $9,292. This is a budgeted maintenance expense, and we recommend your approval.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, sir. Mr. Porta.
Yes, Mayor, it's a first quarter invoice from Motorola from Bartow County in the amount of $44,816, recommended for your approval.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Good old Chief McCann.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This is a request to upgrade our interview rooms, report rooms at the police department. It's to purchase the new equipment from Precise Digital. Total cost of the equipment is $10,746, and it'll be paid for with federal asset forfeiture money.
Thank you. And you were saying we got 10 years out of the previous
10
stuff?
years, yes,
That's
sir.
pretty good, isn't it?
It
For
is.
something like that.
It is.
Very good. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Chief. Mr. McKee. My favorite purchases.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. The Electric Department is requesting approval to purchase one 2,500 kVA 277 480 volt transformer and two 750 kVA 120 208 volt transformers. These would be for the wastewater treatment plant project. These would be two separate bids, one for each size, and we did receive a total of 10 bids and deemed in both cases the bids from Gresco Utility Supply Incorporated to be the best based upon price and/or lead time. We request authorization to purchase these units from Gresco Utility Supply Incorporated for a total of $148,536, and this would be a budgeted expense.
Thank you. Questions for Tom on this item? If there are none, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Chief Champion, you are up, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This first item is a request for replacement of 6 sets of personal protective equipment known as turnout gear. These sets of gear come shelf life 10 years. At that time, we surplus that gear into a excessive use state. We requested bids for this gear and would be going with the lowest quote, Firemaster, for $2,693.83 per set for a total of $16,163 to replace those 6 sets of gear. This is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Questions for Chief Champion on this? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, Chief.
Next item is for road rescue equipment purchases for 3 new apparatus that will be arriving in October of this year. We sought quotes for these equipment as far as the replacement of these 3 new apparatus, and we'll go with the lowest quote from Elevated Safety for a total of $24,849.37. This is a budgeted item for capital expenditures.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Keep on.
Next item is for hose and equipment purchase for those 3 same apparatus. This is for our high-rise operations and also standpipes for large structures. We sought quotes for this as well. We'll be going with the lowest quote of Municipal Emergency Services for $24,790.92. This is also a budgeted item.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve the purchase.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Next item is a request for mayor's signature on a license agreement for EPR Systems USA. This agreement will replace our records management system for the fire department in conjunction with Bartow County Fire and Emergency Services. In October of this year, we will be required to go to compliance with NERIS, the National Emergency Response Incident Reporting System, which will replace NEFR's reporting, which we manually do. The current RMS system we have will not be compliant with that change, so we have requested this agreement, and we'll be coming before in July for that request of the new information. This agreement starts that process and allows us to outline what we will be doing.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Chief? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries
Thank you.
unanimously. Thank you. If I may, David, you wouldn't be opposed if I just brought you up here to do we're going to skip, because the rest of it is everybody that's kind of here. Ava's going to have to write it out either way, but you're just kind of lonely sitting back there. Why don't we get you, we'll give you the Tom Reinhardt Honorary Award tonight, but we're going to get you covered and then we'll finish everything up here. So council, we're going to go to the added items. It's the request to purchase the Mule Pro FX 1000 HD edition, but we actually have to rescind in one order, and then you'll present the second item to approve the purchase.
Right, okay. First off, Parks and Recreation is seeking the approval of the rescinding of the approval of the purchase of a 2025 Mule Pro FX 1000 back on May 1st of 2025. The bidder we approved was unable to procure the 2025 model once we placed the order. We will be submitting a request or requesting a subsequent request for approval for a 2026 model. We recommend approval of the rescinding.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion for the rescinding of that previously approved purchase.
So moved. Got it.
Got a motion and a second over here. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, and that is rescinded, and so now if you'll present the new item to us, please, David.
Okay, we are requesting approval of the purchase of a Mill Pro FX 1000 HD edition for the maintenance department. This request is the lowest quote of 3 bids and was provided by Suzuki of Rome at the cost of $17,697. This utility vehicle will serve multiple functions and be used for general operations by our maintenance department, and it will replace an older Cub Cadet unit that is no longer operational. It is a budgeted item, and we recommend approval.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion to approve the 2026 model purchase.
I second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Porter, we'll go back to item 20 on the agenda, which is GMA customer service training.
Yes, Mayor, this is brought up, so having customer service training with some select department employees. I went ahead and recommended approval of this agreement with GMA to provide training for customer service for all employees. Estimated cost is $15,500, depending on the number of sessions and travel costs, but I recommend this for approval.
How many, I know there's select employees, did you say all the employees will at some point get a touch of this?
It's a mandatory for all employees to take this training, rather than just a few that were talked about, making mandatory all employees take this.
Very good.
You should have seen the look on Julia's face when she heard that. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, believe it or not, there are a lot of citizen touches by employees that you just don't think of, and they touch a lot, and I think that's great as they interface with them, just to give them that experience, that training. So I applaud the effort there.
Would you like to put that in the form of a motion?
I make a motion to approve the training.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please, Dan.
Yes, it's additional services from Croft for the Recreation Center. As we've been discussing, Q-Sales is going to be making donation of solar panels. There's going to be additional work for Croft, and they're about $45,000 estimated total cost. I got with Tom McKee, estimated about $15,000 annually savings to the city. So it'll be a 3-year payback for Croft's work on this. Do recommend approval. Again, they have to redesign, kind of do some additional work on the rooftop and some of the electrical system there, but be well worth the long-term payback for us. I recommend approval of this additional work.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next one, please, Mr. Porta.
Yes, contract for performing services with Etowah Bush School. We've been doing this for the last several years in conjunction with Bartow County and the CVB. Our cost is $8,000, and I recommend this agreement for your approval.
Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Lovell.
Mayor, first item is a gas relocation agreement for Point Grand, Cartersville. That's a new apartment complex in White. Standard agreement is recommended by staff for your approval.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item for you, Mr. Lovell.
This is a right of entry for the Harley Road Stormwater Project the county's doing at the Lads River Landing. It's going to allow their contractor to get on site, and to answer the mayor's question, they are putting in whatever a custom head wall is with a new slip line culvert and to extend 2 existing double 96-inch pipes at that location.
Well, good.
It is recommended by staff for your approval.
Thank you. Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We'll move on to those added items. Do y'all have copies of these? We can get you, okay. And I do want to applaud Mr. Porta for giving everybody a packet ahead of time on this stuff when we add things. That's very helpful, and I appreciate that. So, you've got that's right. First one is the Civic Plus Accessibility Services Agreement.
Yes, this is a standard. We have to provide accessibility on our website, and Logan's been working with Civic Plus and got Keith's approval on the contract. I recommend this agreement for your approval.
Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Lovell, got the final 3.
Yes, Mayor. As y'all may all recall, earlier this year, we asked our legislative group to get some charter amendments approved by the council, and Matthew Gamble and the rest were very helpful in that. The governor assigned those, but those charter amendments do require us to amend 3 existing ordinances. One ordinance is to impose a technology fee surcharge for municipal court. That fee is in the amount of $20. It is recommended by staff for your approval for a first reading. The second one is a ordinance revision revising the finance director's establishment to include their new job role as the treasurer of the city, taking over for the city clerk. And the third one for first reading is adding to the duties of the finance director the duties of the treasurer of the city clerk. That one is also for first reading, and they're all recommended by staff for your approval when y'all consider them for second reading.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Lovell on any of these 3 items? All right, we'll vote on those at our next meeting, which is on the 19th. Thank you. We very rarely get that correct. We have a birthday or a half birthday party tomorrow. For everybody still in the room, standing up, we do have a, what's the story with these books?
These books will be on sale tomorrow at the half birthday. This is the 175th anniversary book that Logan and Ava and many others worked on to put this together. I appreciate that. And hopefully the public will be able to come out and purchase these for $10 each. Mayor and council will have their copies for them. But we're looking forward to that half birthday celebration tomorrow. And it looks like the rain's going to hold off again for us.
From 5 until 9 at Dellinger Park. It's a 0.5K fun run for kids, live music, inflatables, food vendors, and a whole lot more. Ava, I know you put a lot of work into this with Logan, so congratulations on that. We all look forward to a wonderful time tomorrow. Great. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
They go.